Go back to the crates, not just for music today, but for truth. Because before social media, before self love became a trend, before everybody started talking about identity, there was a voice already telling Black children who they were. And that voice is Nikki Giovanni. And the project is called Truth is on Its Way. This is not just an album, this is instruction, this is affirmation. This is what happens when a Black woman uses her voice. She speaks life into her people. And I'm going to be really real. This is the kind of work our children are missing right now. Because today, Black kids are being shaped by algorithms. And I mean, it's just not cool. But back then, they were being shaped by intention. And that's why this album's so important for Black girls and Black boys to hear, because it does something powerful. It tells them who they are before the world gets a chance to tell them who they're not. So let's talk about one of the most important pieces on this project. One of my favorite poems of all time, Ego Trippin'. Now, I'm going to quote a little bit of it, but I'm not going to give you the whole thing. But listen to the energy of it. Listen to what she's putting into the mind of a Black child. I was born in the Congo. I walked the Fertile Crescent and built the Sphinx. I designed a pyramid so tough that a star that only glows every 100 years falls into the center, giving divine perfect light. Do you hear that? That's not arrogance. That's restoration. That's not just writing poetry. She's rewriting identity. She's taking a child who might feel small and she's placing them at the center of history, power, creation, greatness. Now, compare that to what a lot of our kids are consuming today. All the content tells them they're not enough. They need the change. They need validation. So instead of hearing you built civilizations, you're hearing you need to become something else to matter. And that's why this album, I feel like, is not optional. It's a necessary album to listen to. And you don't even have to have the album. This is in written text, and I'm sure it's available online as well. So I would strongly encourage everyone to consume this or at least share this with a young person. And I also want to talk about something else that this project I feel represents to me, and that's using your Black voice. Because out of all the rights we talk about and all the freedoms we think we have, the one thing we can exercise every single day is our voice, our speech, our perspective, our ability to say, this is who I am, this is what I see, this is what I refuse to accept. And that's exactly what Nikki Giovanni did. She didn't ask for permission. She didn't water down her opinions. She spoke directly to her people, and especially to Black children. And that in itself is power, because when you control your voice, you start to control your identity. If you can imagine if more Black children grew up hearing, you are the origin, you are powerful, you are not an accident, you are history, that would change how they walk into rooms. That would change what they tolerated. That changes what they believe about themselves. That's what ego tripping does. It doesn't shrink you, it expands you. It gives you permission to see yourself. And the fact that so many of our kids have never heard this, in my opinion, it's a problem. And I think what we can do is just go back to the crates. We bring this into our homes. We play this for our children. We let them hear themselves in a way the world will never give them. Because if we don't define them, something else will. And I'd rather a Black child grow up hearing, I built civilizations, than growing up thinking I need to become someone else to matter. So, you know, talk to me. let's have a conversation in the comments. This is another one from straight from the crates. And sometimes the realest truths have been sitting in the crates the whole time. Always remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Tiana. Peace.